do you grasp how weird this is? Like, this is fully like paranormal caught. Like, you did it.
Obviously, I'm going for monkey fish.
Do I have a choice?
No. I stole it.
Okay. Old pendulous breast herself.
Chase you through a cave. I know you do outside.
And we're going to talk about how wrong you are after this.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Monsters Lounge. I'm Jeni.
And I'm Tressa.
You are. Tressa, it is so nice outside.
I know. It's like you don't have to wear a jacket or wonder if you should. It's fantastic.
It's just warm and it's great. And I've been doing gardening and that's been great. I know.
That's
I
nice.
love to think of it like when I say, oh, I'm going to go do some gardening, where I'm like wearing a cute gardening hat and it's just like little bits of weeding and I'm so delicate and like, I just got my little gardening gloves and I still look nice. And what? I'm like digging holes. There's dirt everywhere. I am sweating profusely. There's nothing like manicured or presentable about my gardening whatsoever.
Were you under the delusion that you were dainty and adorable while you were? I don't know.
Is that
Honey,
not?
you're a sweaty mess every single time.
These are facts. Yeah. These are facts.
Hey, Jeni, guess what?
What?
We got a new octopus dropped.
Oh, I know. I heard about that and I saw the pictures and he's the cutest.
We got the Microelodon Galapagos. Wait, also I should do an air horn. Hold on.
Yeah, please do an air. The octopus deserves the air horn.
Yeah. So he's adorable, about the size of a golf ball. So come on, get out of here.
No, I love him immediately.
Yeah.
So cute. Also, congratulations on saying that name, because I'm not sure how.
I mean, I was a little intimidated because it was long. Oh, it's still there.
It just looks like you are.
My name is Microelodon Galapagos. Thank you.
Who's the most adorable octopus?
Me.
You.
I think he should be our mascot.
Oh,
I think
yes,
he's
please.
just so cute.
Oh, yes, please.
Done and done. You need to have a little talk bubble for him. Go ahead.
Oh, that would be so great. You could just pop on and like do cute stuff and man. An octopus. Yeah, we have a whole guest and whatnot. That's right.
Oh,
we're gonna talk about paranormal.
Let's get this party started.
I mean, why would I bother pulling up any kind of note ahead of time either? That doesn't seem to be the way that I roll whatsoever.
Oh, you've been gardening.
I know. And then I got distracted by an octopus and come on, man. They're so cute. We have Kevin LeStarge here with us tonight, and he grew up in Wisconsin. He's always had a fascination with Sasquatch, and it's led him to go on many little adventures across the country. And he is here tonight to talk about his writing, his first children's book, which I love that idea. So we're going to learn all about that. And we're going to talk a little bit about, why we believe the things that we believe. So please help me welcome Kev. That was really loud. Sorry. Clapping was very loud.
Fine.
Hello, thank you both. Nice to be on the show.
Oh, you see, we told you. She was just going to flip circles around.
That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to keep you in the middle of a conversation.
That's awesome.
So, first of all, you are a fellow Midwesterner because you're still in Wisconsin, right?
I am, yeah. Whereabouts are you, Jeni?
We are right outside of Chicago.
Oh, nice. Okay. I used to live in Chicago, near Uptown.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
Hey,
that
I like
theater
that.
there was an awesome. The Uptown Theater is like they have some legit shows there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I lived in South Rogers Park, right there.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, but found my way back to Wisconsin. Funny as you're mentioning the octopus. So I
Mhm.
just had seen, I think, Alton Brown on a podcast.
I just saw
And
that.
did you see that where he basically was like, I used to eat, calamari, but then something happened where he like met a squid and he came back and the squid like knew that there was like a pencil or some type of chopstick that like it knew to grab for, like it
Mhm.
remembered him.
Yeah.
And the fact that the squid could remember him, like broke Alton Brown. And he was like, I can't touch squid ever again.
Yeah, that's so weird because I was about to mention that, but then we decided to introduce the guest because yeah, it was an octopus and he was at like an aquarium and he got to interact with the octopus
Yeah.
first. Then he came back. The octopus reached his little tentacle out and like grabbed his wrist.
Something like that, yes.
Yeah, and then with the other tentacle went and like grabbed his pen that they, I guess, had played with before. Oh my, like
So it remembered, and he was like, he basically said, yeah, I just can't ever eat calamari again. It's too much. And then he was, but then it was kind of funny because then the interviewer was like, you're eating lamb right now.
right? Yeah.
They probably remember you as well. Like it was just kind of a like womp type of moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, octopus are really neat looking and aliens, so it's different. It's fine.
It's different, yeah.
Yeah.
Lambs are fluff and cuddly. That doesn't work.
Like
It's
I
a
won't
whole
eat
different kind of.
Yeah, there's a few things like I won't eat octopus. I haven't, in years and years. Calamari, no thanks. I'm not going to eat those. I'm not going to eat lamb. I'm not going to eat calf, but I'll eat a hamburger. Like how, I don't know where that rationale is, but
Well,
it's there.
I mean, I don't like seafood, so yeah. But also, if you're getting calamari, there's a good chance it's just pig buttholes, so you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
So what you're saying is calamari is back on the table for me.
Yeah, like
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Great.
Suck down
no
those
different than a hot
muscles.
dog. Candidly, it's no different than a hot dog. So
And hot dogs are delicious. Welcome to our new podcast where we invite paranormal people on just to talk about food.
welcome to Lips and Assholes.
Killing it.
Oh,
we're killing
who's who? Oh, that's our like detective name. Lips and assholes.
it. So now we're
We're like
detectives. What
We're
kind
like
of
Cagney
cases?
and Lacey, only gross.
It's the theme song where only like it's just farts. That's the theme song.
That's correct. Oh, you've
You
heard
know,
it. Oh,
Yeah,
it's nice
you
to be a
say
fan.
this. She's going to spend 8 hours working on a theme song that we are now going to be subjected to. So thank you for that, Kev.
You're
Thanks for coming on the
welcome.
show.
I'm gonna tune him so it's like a piano. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So,
You want to talk about Bigfoot?
yeah, let's talk about Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Right. So, where'd the Bigfoot love come from?
I always kind of say that it came from my parents giving me a foundation of always exploring, asking questions, exploring, thinking outside the box, right? So I think it led to that foundation led to them reading me books like Maurice Sendeck's Where the Wild Things Are, watching movies like Pete's Dragon with, Mickey Rooney, right? So it's just like those types of things where there's just these characters that are somewhat larger than life, somewhat scary depending upon who you are, the character, as you approach them. What I found is always interesting is it's always the child that could kind of open that conversation or open the room for a conversation with these larger than life characters. That to me always stuck out with me. But yeah, it was that. 95 rolled around, and that's when like the internet first came around, and being able to actually search for like Bigfoot photos, pictures, or videos. The BFRO.net, or the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, that was also a massive impact on my life, because they had all these reports that you could read, sounds that are still on there, the Ohio howl, things like that. This really elongated, the siren like sounding howl. Those were pretty much all of the like, flint strike after flint strike of like starting that fire for me.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. So was it like always like Bigfoot, or did you dabble around in other cryptids before you ended on?
I mean, so it was kind of interesting, and I don't know if this is how it was in the Illinois area, but like our elementary library had all sorts of cryptid books, ghost books, right? Or like literally like the ghost stories books were like the awesome drawings, but they were super
scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yes, that's it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Or like the giant toe is going to come after you, which is what I tease my children with today.
Oh,
so it's that's what you do. And so it's like that to me. And I would say that like I was probably the only third grader that knew what a poltergeist was, right? Like that to me kind of, and I loved horror movies. I mean, growing up, my parents I don't want to say I was a latchkey child. I wouldn't ever say that to my parents, but like, I'll say it on this podcast in front of strangers.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the idea being like with the remote and like HBO, and like, man, there was so many amazing horror movies that I saw, and that they even had on VHS and things like that I would always watch and terrify me later at night. So I was also always interested in like the horror side of life and creatures, and wanted to be like a special effects makeup artist, had thought about going to UCLA just to like study makeup artists and things like that in film. Life took a totally different turn, which is fine. But yeah, that was kind of also where having those creatures, especially werewolves, I loved the werewolf creature in my life. But that also kind of opened the door to, well, actually, also Harry and the Hendersons, right? Like this kind of opened the door of that movie, where it was fantastic makeup and special effects in that movie. And Kevin Hall was in there, as he was the Predator as well, but like giant of a man. But then seeing those special effects and seeing the friendly side, the loving side of Harry, but also like the frightening side. Like if you yell at him while he's eating your corsage, like that's like, he's going to get in your face. And so, but all of those things, the books, the cryptids, all of those things. Yeah. I mean, I was always fascinated towards, again, asking questions and the mystery of things.
Sure. Yeah. Tressa,
Can I ask a question that has little to do with the subject? Do you remember your first horror movie that you ever saw?
This was probably Vincent Price's House on Haunted Hill.
Oh, beautiful.
And I have to tell you, Tressa, that it's still to this day, the cousin in that movie where she comes around and it's dark and all of a sudden you just see this woman who's like this and hair and just, I mean, and then just floats away. Like, I still cover my eyes because it's still just like that. There's something about that image that gets me to my core.
That's how I leave a party, so that's good to know.
It is.
Say that again.
That's how I leave a party.
Mm-hmm.
Just
it's very difficult to explain.
It's not the Irish goodbye. It's the haunted House on Haunted Hill, goodbye.
Uh-huh.
Outside of
Big
that, though,
goodbye.
like there was plenty, and I was, I think, 11 when I saw The Exorcist, if not younger,
Yeah.
and
The
that was a lot
face-
to absorb.
Yeah. The face, the demon face in The Exorcist, like still.
That and just, yeah, the voice. I mean, but this is kind of my whole shtick, but like there's a reason I think why this all sticks to our psyche.
Mhm.
And this is coming from Europe, right? It's coming from the Middle Ages. This is coming from the wild man, you know, 1500s, even before that, right? I mean, there's even stories, I would want to say like around the Bible time, right? Where there's these human / animal creatures, the same thing that is kind of portrayed, on the walls of, you know, the pyramids. Like there's these half man, half animal creatures. That's just been a part of our evolution, I think, is understanding each other, how maybe perhaps other people are depicted, people not like us or whomever. But yeah, it really is part of our DNA at this point, is to kind of call out the things that we don't understand that's bipedal. We call them monsters. And the same thing could be said about even the gorilla, which was only really discovered in, you know, the early 1900s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely agree with that. There's something so fascinating and has called to us throughout human history about something, you know, otherworldly that looks like us and can behave in similar ways, but also is completely and totally unknown to us. We're not sure if we're supposed to be afraid of it or worship or what have you. You know?
That's the hard bit about the subject, is because we don't have that Jane Goodall character yet written in the story of someone who can actually study these. And then to me, they're animals. We're animals, right?
Yeah.
And so until we have that figure, I think you're constantly going to be kind of pontificating on what it is that we're studying or looking at. You know, there are plenty of stories where you have this, it's all ends of the spectrum, frankly. You know, you have this, oh, I saw it with my both, you know, two eyes. It left footprints. There was a smell to it. It growled. You kind of have all of these physical traits of, yes, this was a creature from this earth, and it walked up into the woods, and I kind of saw it and it disappeared. Just like the Patterson Gimlin footage that I'm sure you both are aware of.
Yeah.
Sure.
Then you have the opposite end of the spectrum where, and I'd love to bring up the story where you have this Sasquatch character. It came out of a UFO, handcuffed to a briefcase, and it evaporated, right? Like that is a true account that someone shared.
Right.
Or you have the accounts of, I saw it, but then it walked through a doorway. No, I'm not talking about like it just, you know, it disappeared. There was a door that appeared, it walked through it, and like it went away, and then the door disappeared. Those are also accounts. I never dismiss anyone's accounts. So like, again, both ends of the spectrum, you're valid, right? Like you weren't there. No one can say otherwise, whether you did or didn't. It's your experience. But I think what's important there is just the idea of it's how you have to maybe take a step back and understand how the brain potentially absorbs those instances. If you, and this is something I discussed on a previous podcast, but it's the idea of if you potentially see a Bigfoot walk through a door, the question I would say, is it possible that you are trying to understand how the Sasquatch could just disappear, and therefore your brain said, oh, there must have been a door that I walked through. And so then you are psychologically kind of seeing this door come about that it's walking through, or, and then this gets more to the woo side, or this is something that the creature is telling you, I'm going to walk through a door and I'm going to disappear because I want you to leave me alone. And then like you have all of these images in your brain, right?
Right.
again, going back to the scientific side of it, like the Jane Goodall side, we can't study these things. And that
Right.
is a massive bummer. At least like you can in these moments, but like we don't have the answers yet. And there's just so much human experience that we just have to go off of on all these stories.
Right.
I definitely have some of my own that involve other things. So to the question previously, like, yeah, cryptids, ghost stories. I mean, I've done ghost hunting, but like, there's also things that I experienced that I wasn't prepared for, nor was I looking for. And this was in Los Alamos, New Mexico, where, I can go into the fuller story, but we had gotten growled at. We proceeded to like meet the other two fellas. We were a group of 3, got growled at, went to go back to find the other 2 fellas, one of which was a part of the BFRO. And like, I see this orb and like, I don't know what to make of that. And I don't even know if I can call it an orb anymore, but it was a light source that later on I understood was like in a tree line, not eye level. It was like in the trees. And so I'm not here for that.
Well, listen, first, before Tressa asks about the light orb,
Sorry, is that hot?
because she's definitely going to ask about it. Like,
I am.
I can't stop thinking about the Bigfoot in the briefcase. I need to know, like, what's in there. Do we have any good theories? Like,
It was
did he
his
just
lunch,
have
and he wanted to look
papers?
important.
It just he wanted to feel important, so he got some
So-
papers, some notebooks.
The way I interpreted that was there was a potential light source
Okay.
that a Sasquatch came out of, carrying something. Because I have to take out of the context the UFO, because potentially, let's just say that that's what this person's brain thought of when they saw this thing. Carrying something, or it thought that it was attached to something. Okay, well, immediately when I think of briefcase and handcuffed to a briefcase, I think of the Blues Brothers. And like,
Sure.
maybe that was like something that this person's mind said, oh, then it was attached and handcuffed to a briefcase.
Right. Sure. Or
Um,
Bigfoot's a spy. I just want to throw that out there because that idea is
I'm not so it's funny. It's actually kind of a great like first date question of like, hey, so what do you work like? Where does your mind go when you hear this story? Do you think about where did the UFO come from? What's in the briefcase? For me, it's who handcuffed a Sasquatch to a briefcase?
Fair.
And why can't that Sasquatch just like break the chain? Like, what's holding him to that
wearing
briefcase?
it out of courtesy. He doesn't want to
He's
be
like,
influenced.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I know this means a lot to you, so I'll wear it, but it's not comfortable.
Listen.
All right, back to the light orbs, because I know. Yeah.
2 questions.
What is that? Is that? And sorry if I'm asking, Tressa, but like, is that are you into the orb thing?
I saw one recently, and I'm fascinated now because anytime I saw a video of an orb, I was like, dust, whatever. But then I saw a green glowing orb that made no sense to me, and I don't know. So, what color was it? How big was it? Approximately from your guesstimation.
This was an amber orange. And it was kind of like the color of your outline of your lounge sign.
Okay. Okay.
And so it was what started out of like maybe grapefruit, then turned to basketball, and then turned to like medicine ball. And the challenge that I have with all of this is like, I don't know if I can call it an orb. Like, because I've never seen an orb.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was a light source that went on, it illuminated. I could see that it was kind of doing something. And I don't know if that was like the light bouncing off the leaves within this tree or whatever it was doing. But my initial thought was, as I was trying to find out where this other team was, someone turned on the headlamp, because typically headlamps are like orangish
Yeah.
amber. That was my initial thought.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I said, hey, are you right ahead? And it was, no, we're nowhere near, like we haven't even left our area. Like we're trying to get out of this area, like the woods where they were. Because we could hear them, we could radio back and forth, but obviously not hear them. So that wasn't them. And the way in which this happened was when we got growled at, that was, let's just say at 12 o'clock, we totally went to 6 o'clock to go backwards. And that's where this orb kind of shot up. And this was maybe only 70, 80 yards from where we got growled at. So, But it was like in the direct opposite path of it. And again, the next day when we went to kind of retrace all of our steps and things like that, the only reason why I realized that it was in the tree line is because there was a dip and it goes into the kind of like this marsh or whatever you want to call it. But there were still trees there. And so the fact that this was not just eye line, but a little up, I thought that like, that they're there, but this was in the tree line and this was in trees. And so there should be no reason why there's this amber orangish medicine ball at its max light source coming from a tree. It made no sense.
Right.
Where did you see the green orb thing?
Over at Jenny's house. We were outside.
Outside of my house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it in a tree?
It was like...
It was in that big old tree in front of my house, though. Like that big...
No, it wasn't. It
wasn't?
No. It was about 3 men away.
What was that?
Tressa measures things in 6 foot spans because that's
increments.
Generally a man size. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
20 something feet away. And it was it was in the middle of suburbs and it didn't make any sense. And it looked like it was falling, but it wasn't falling fast enough. And I went, because it went right in front of her house and we were at the side of the house. Jeni didn't see it. I went and she was talking and I was like, hey, shut up. And I went and I tried to...
It wasn't unusual. It was not unusual at all.
Also a typical occurrence.
Yeah.
So I had to go see where it landed and what it was, and there's nothing there. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, I'm open to logical explanations, but it was actually the color of the monster in our logo. Like, it was bright green and glowing.
Okay.
And approximately softball size, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you're in good company. I think, I don't know what the orbs or light sources are about, but so bit of a segue. So my publisher, Hangar One Publishing, is owned by Doug Hychek. He produced the Monster Quest series, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first time I met him, we were camping out in Wisconsin here, and it was lightning struck with the whole book thing, and we can get to that. It's totally fine. But if you want to talk about weirdness following someone, I mean, he just has to walk outside his door, because he showed me video, which it turned my stomach, because I was like, this is beyond weird. Like, nope, I'm good. I just want to go home after this point. I was good. But he showed me this video of like, I don't know, 30 some orbs outside of his door that he was filming them. They were bright yellow, some were kind of silverish in color, like lights, but they were all just kind of dangling and floating. And it just was like, I was like, Doug, how often does this happen to you? It's like, this sometimes they're out there and then this happens. And then I talked to my girlfriend and then this got recorded. And I was like, do you grasp how weird this is? Like, this is fully like paranormal caught. Like, you did it. And like, Like, yeah, don't know what they are.
Congratulations.
Yeah, like you did it. All right, check. Like,
Job well done.
yeah, okay, mystery solved. It's weird. But yeah, you're in good company because I mean, there's a lot of even Ron Moorhead. He said he captured the Sierra sounds. I mean, he always talks about the orbs and the things that he has caught in the woods and the light sources.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if you're lucky to see them, but I think there's a reason why they or it or them, whatever you want to call it, shows themselves or elects to emit the light that you just happen to see. And the same thing actually happened in the Sam Houston National Park, where this wasn't round though. This was a red to pinkish, very long oval light that looked like, and I actually have like the audio on recording where I say, what's a car doing in the woods? Because that's what it looked like. It looked like a tail light to like a 90s Cadillac, if you're familiar with that. This really long,
incredibly.
Like a really long tail light. And I was like, what the hell is that? It went on. It kind of was there. It illuminated, but it disappeared. And that was a very strange occurrence because when we were there we were supposed to be there to investigate I don't know if you call it, there was a circumstance in which we were supposed to investigate a Bigfoot, sighting or thing. But we couldn't actually go to this location because literally like the week prior, the FBI was there because the camp had been so destroyed. And like, that's actually, I think, why we were there to begin with. But there was potentially there was a 411 case and like someone had gone missing.
Yeah.
And the campsite of this individual was totally destroyed. The tent was in the tree, something like this, right? And we weren't actually allowed to go to that location anymore. Like the camp rangers were there and they were like, yep, that's blocked off. You can't go back there. Like you're going to have to go to Grand Central Station where like the shitters are. Pardon my French, but like that's, where the bathrooms are.
Sure.
So that's, we still had an experience. And so unfortunately, there's no website that you can go to be like, missing persons case and FBI was involved in the Sam Houston National Park. Like that doesn't exist.
Right.
But this is what was told to us. And like, this is what the BFRO had kind of mentioned of like, okay, we're going to have to go to this different part of the forest. Anyways. But yeah, that was a different orb experience where, and that was, again, just oval, more elongated and oval, not necessarily sphere.
I don't think I've even heard of an oval orb. That's wild. Listen, we'll come right back to this right after this message. Okay, bye, thanks.
Have you been feeling called to explore your intuitive gifts and deepen your spiritual practice? Then Pathways to Spirit was created for you. Sarah Lemos has been teaching Pathways to Spirit for over 16 years. And in that time, she's watched hundreds of students grow into their gifts with confidence and clarity. This isn't just about learning tools. It's about understanding how your energy works and how to use it with intention. Over 6 months, you'll learn about your own intuitive abilities and how they show up, along with many esoteric tools and practices to help explore your potential. But this course is about more than just learning. It's about embracing your sensitivity and living your best life. Register now at mediumsarahlemos.com. It's time to uncover your gifts and abilities. Are you ready to join this extraordinary journey?
All right. Okay. So we've put the orbs away. Are we moving past the orbs, or did you have any more questions?
Rude.
Not even a little bit. I was asking if you have any more questions before I started on something else.
Go for it.
Well, I mean, usually she just tells me to
No,
shut
it's
up
fine,
and then moves
whatever.
along anyway. All right. So you've been going on all these kinds of expeditions, like all over the U.S. Are you primarily just looking in the U.S. or have you explored internationally?
Internationally, meaning Canada? I'm about to. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to. You know, I would love there to be some type of Sasquatch Bigfoot in Europe or like England. I talked to one podcast host who he was like, I've been doing this for like 20 some years. They're not here. But you have others who, again, who say like, no, I saw this like
Yeah.
caveman, ape looking person. They're supposed to be in this area. I'd love to get to, I mean, the Yeti has always kind of been fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
The closest I've ever gotten to that was being in India, but not thinking that, man, should I get to Nepal? Like, how do I do that? Right. So like, those have been instances where like, yeah, sure, I'd love to. But honestly, Jeni, like there's, and this is kind of, and whether it's cliche or not, it's probably cliche. But like you can, depending upon where you are in the States, right? You can simply look out your back window and potentially see a sighting. Like there are so many reports of people seeing a Sasquatch digging through garbage or a dumpster or just crossing a cornfield, right? Like the ones that we have here in Wisconsin. So you don't have to go far to have an experience. And I wouldn't say that I necessarily need to have a Yowie experience before I have a Sasquatch experience, but like if life takes me there, then fantastic. But I think that there's plenty of opportunity here. And there's just the Bigfoot craze and like the Bigfoot community is very real here, I think, in the States.
Oh, yeah.
But boy, there are circles to this community. And it's very interesting which circles appeal to you. I think that to me, it's like almost like a sociology class where it's like, which Bigfoot circle do you want to be a part of? Right? Do you want to be a part of the ones who think that we have to put one down? Do you want to be a part of the ones who are more woo? Do you want to be the ones who gift or the ones who are more spiritual, more alien? Like there's just so much of that opportunity here where it's like, I don't know if I need to necessarily go international, but I hear the more north you get, the bigger they get. So that's always interesting.
Sure. Absolutely. So what gave you the idea to write the book? Let's talk about the book a little bit because I want to make sure that we get that in.
So yeah, the Billy Finds Bigfoot. So this is like more of a children's book. I have another one out called Is It Real or Not? That's more of a middle school book. And then a third one that I'm getting in like the next week or so, which is called Cedar's Soup Day. As you can imagine, that's an adult book. No, that's like a 2 to 5 year old book.
Perfect.
But it's for all ages. All my books are for all ages.
It depends on the adult. It
really does. Yeah.
Yeah. If you like strap shoes like I do, it might be for you. So Billy Finds Bigfoot is really more, that was kind of my, let's see if I can do this test point, if you will. And so this was a book I illustrated first and then kind of wrote, if that makes sense. But just wanted to develop a story. And for any writer who's out there, like you start living in your stories that you are creating. And to me, there's no other, like, there's nothing more fun than being able to like think about Sasquatch or Bigfoot all the time. I mean, that's what my office / wannabe museum is all about, is just living in like this idyllic state, call it romantic, of like this creature who can live in the woods, really, not pressured by humans to some degree, and all this stuff. So the book was my attempt to also share some things that I think are very hard lessons for adults to learn. And I was thinking, what's a great way that I can like tell my younger self about things that are hard to learn as an adult, and like try to give some perspective to that. And one of those was to not take what or who you have in front of you for granted. I think that's a very hard lesson for adults to learn. And so what if I put that in a story? And so
Yeah.
one kind of the themes, if you will, of the book is Billy really wanting, and this is all spoiler alerts, sorry, adults, your children will love this story if you don't tell them, is that Billy wanted to find this white fox, very rare white fox, right? And so he goes off and he loves drawing pictures, not taking pictures on their phone, drawing pictures of the animals in the forest and the stones and the color leaves. And he just happens to meet someone down by the river that's down at the end of the hill by his house. And so he starts up kind of this conversation relationship, and he explains to Bigfoot, they're like, I'm really trying to find this very rare white fox. And Bigfoot immediately is drawn to Billy's love for the forest and the creatures and the animals and the earth. And so then he goes, you know what? Okay, I'm going to show you this big boulder where you can sit on that. Now you can see all the animals in the forest and things like that. And then Bigfoot kind of disappears, goes off and does his thing. And Billy's like, okay, well, I got to head home anyways. And he's happy about meeting this special person or creature, but seeing all the animals, but he didn't still see that very rare white fox. And so he goes home. His parents, for a bedtime story, tell him about this absolute magical, mystical creature named Bigfoot that, very rarely seen. It's even more rare than the rare white fox. And it's the best story that Billy ever heard, because he knew that he had had that experience regardless of what he was trying to look for. Something was right in front of him that he would just kind of took for granted.
Yeah.
And so I don't think the adult or the grown-up in any little's life is maybe going to go through all these things. But so that's the story that I was really trying to portray with this, is like, there's so much to appreciate in the earth and in life and with the animals and the, in nature that we take for granted, things or people that we take for granted in our life. So to answer your question in short, Jeni, that was kind of the baseline foundation of why I wanted to write that story.
Mm-hmm. I love that so much. And that's such a cool point that you bring up, because when you go and we've talked to enough people at this point who go to seek and go to find, right? Especially for me, it's all about the cryptids, and it's all about like being outside, right? Like, I'm not a ghost person. I'm not an inside kind of person. And that's one thing that I love hearing from a lot of these people who go out and look actively, is it makes no difference if you find anything or not. Yeah, it's great to find something, but you're outside. Get outside. Go explore. Go learn.
Yeah. And that's kind of what the second book, Is It Real or Not? And it literally leads with the question that's the title, because I've asked my questions. I had the answer to my questions. My goal on the second book is to get middle schoolers to start asking their own questions, and to start really thinking about, what if there was this shadowy figure that I might have experienced in the woods? What would I do with that information? Would I tell my parents? Would I try to put up a cork board, which is what Theo, the main character, does? Like, he starts trying to map out all of these things that are kind of weird already in his neighborhood, but that he's trying to map and ask the questions. And then he does ultimately find a friend, Finn, who is perhaps more of a Bigfoot nerd than he is, and is already halfway in the well, or down the rabbit hole. But they form this bond, and they really kind of go at this topic together. And I think that that's also super important, is like there's a community around this topic already. And now granted, you can find, again, it depends what circle, it depends what side of the spectrum you want to find your friends at. That's your call, right? But it's also kind of allowing those middle schoolers to think about this mystery and to start asking the questions. And really just, it's the kind of like side note is you don't have to stop asking questions about cryptids or the paranormal. You can ask questions about anything, and that's appropriate. Like, question what's told to you. Like, I'm such a why person. And so that's kind of where I'm leading a little bit, and hopefully it's appropriately leading middle schoolers to ask questions and to be curious.
Absolutely. The majority of the people that I've heard, especially, the cryptid people or anybody interested sort of in the outdoors in the wilderness, is, that's the primary thing. You see them. I mean, we've gone to a fair amount of these, conventions at this point in time and spent some time around, some of the speakers and special guests and whatnot. And to watch them interact with kids, that's, I can think of a perfect example, like Dr. Maria Mayer. She's got her kids book, like Just Wild Enough, and it's the same kind of vibe of just go explore, man. Like go check these things out, and the interactions with kids and how excited they get, right?
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of reports too of Sasquatch being, I don't want to say the word attracted, but like,
yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah, that's a little
weird.
Yes.
Let's not go there.
Thank you. Say it. It's weird. It's weird. So they're attracted to children in a very weird way.
Maybe drawn to, curious about.
No, I think.
I mean,
yeah.
I have to stop that part of my brain. So yeah, they're super curious about, I think, children or young adults or the female voice. Like, there's something to that. And that takes, I think, us back to the indigenous folks of this country, where they were very, I think they used that as a training tool, or frankly, like a parent tool, to say, yeah, the woman of the woods, she likes children, like, make sure you're back here, otherwise you're going to be taken from us. Like, it gets back to kind of like the building of the psyche of these creatures, and how depending upon the lesson that needs to be taught, like in this example, this was a character or creature that was developed to basically make sure that, hey, we want our children safe. How can we do that? There's a woman of the woods. Now, granted, there probably is a tribe of the woods, which was also something that was, the indigenous people knew that there was another tribe in this country. And so I think it was just, again, a tool that was allowed to say, or a story that was meant to keep children safe, although they were probably the ones that were more fun to observe, because they're the ones playing, they're the ones laughing the most, they're running up and down, they're doing all these things that I think potentially Sasquatch still do. But I think as humans, we tend to lose that, I don't want to say ability, but yeah, perhaps ability, or like that passion for running and laughter and climbing trees and basically being more like them.
All right, well,
we're not that bored.
Listen, then I need to know why I haven't had a sighting, because
Let's get into it.
Listen, there's a tree out there.
It's a book. Come on.
Here's what so we were also, there was a instance in Mount Hood where I have it on my Instagram. So this is the Bigfoot archive. This is where I'm trying to kind of show all this museum stuff that I'm collecting. But also on there, I have audio of a what I believe is a baby Sasquatch blowing raspberries or bubbles in a tree.
Oh.
And, you know, I came to it like that type of thing. And so that, and I have the waveforms because I used to be a sound engineer. So like these are the waveforms that I'm hearing. And so I have that on the Bigfoot archive, but I think what was very interesting was like, there was a woman there who she just happened to bring like baby rattles and like baby toys, and like totally by circumstance, this happened. We try to capture it. This was actually with Cliff Barrickman, who was there with us, and he was
Love Cliff.
Yeah, fun dude. Which you can find all my books at the Bigfoot Museum out there in Boring, Oregon. So
we've been there.
Yes.
Yeah, great museum.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was with Cliff, and so this is one of the expeditions I was on with him, and you know, it just so happened that we got this baby, you know, the tree. There was, by the way, there was no wind, no nothing. There's a longer story to this as well, but like I knew that we were in some type of nursery when we first walked through this area. It just was like the first sense I got. So I guess my question, Jeni, to you is, do you by chance go out in three? Do you go by you, yourself, and someone else?
No.
How many people do you go with?
Well, they don't go on like hunts, but usually I only have like one other person hiking.
Do you go like anywhere where there's high activity?
I don't know. I just go outside. No.
You go to like uptown and expect a Bigfoot,
we were in Olympic, right? We were all over the place in Olympic National Park, and let's see, we were wandering around a little bit in Oregon, along Columbia River Gorge.
Okay. I mean, so you're in the areas.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Three is a good number. All my experiences have been
A lot of people.
outside of the Mount Hood baby thing, because we were 5. 3 or 5 is kind of like, for whatever reason, kind of that number, but 3. And the reason why I say this, it's not because I know any rules of any reason how to find or experience a Sasquatch, but the tree getting knocked down, the growls that I had in Los Alamos, New Mexico, the crazy, what I would call like potential zapping experience, or just...
I'm sorry. Let me just stop you right there.
Yeah.
The potential zapping experience, we can't just, what are we glossing over this one? What's happening?
We have 7 minutes left.
And
Okay, so this was in the Gifford Pinchot of Washington, that park. And we were just simply like camping with a purpose. Like we were really just trying to be more open, and we were actually trying to kind of like, and I say we, this is just a friend and like a very close family member, and we were trying to just be open to what messages or things were happening. We're trying to go more to the woo side because we're like, okay, let's just see what happens. We also had gifted a full thing of like, I don't know, blueberries, right? And we had walked down a path, kind of put this blueberries on there, and we basically were all thinking, hey, there's this blueberries here, it's for you, come down from this mountain and kind of just feel the energy from this mountain. I think you always do, and if you appreciate the mountainscape out there in the Pacific Northwest, but we're just really trying to be open around the fire, and nothing really happened. But a friend, he had set up a tent. Myself and this family member, went in the car and we're all just going to go to sleep. And we all pretty much had the same food. And I say pretty much because, like, besides one ingredient that I could think of that was different in the food, which was like a Worcestershire sauce or something like that. Like, that was the only ingredient, but I've had it before, no issues. But at the end of the day, I woke up in the middle of the night, like, I don't know if it's going to be springtime or autumn, but something is happening somewhere out of some end. And my family member was already kind of going through something. Like, he was already up. And I talked to them. I was like, I don't know I don't know if I'm going to be sick, if I'm going to pass out, like, what's happening, but I need to get out of this car. And it just was kind of like wandering around. And they were actually going through pretty good, like, panic attack. And when I remember, I was like, okay, just relax. I'm going to go out. I'm just going to maybe I need some air. And then the guy in the tent, at one point, and this is what, like, time kind of shifted for me, because at one point I saw him in the tent, but then I'm like, I thought I only had walked a couple of steps. And then I see them, like, walking around and, like, picking up wood, like trying to gather wood for a fire. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, this, why do you need a fire right now? And they never built it. And not to bury the lead here, but, like, afterwards, I did talk to this person in the morning. They're like, yeah, you both were making so much noise. I thought I should build a fire, but then I got lazy, or, like, I couldn't find the fire. And, like, I just was like, okay, well, I'm not going to do it. But I was like, but why would you take all this time to find this wood? He was walking around with, like, all this wood that he found, but just didn't decide to light it. He could have, he just didn't do it. So I was like, okay, you're out of your rocker. You're having an episode. I'm about to, like, go each direction. I'm not quite sure, but we're all going through something. And so that's why I call it a zapping thing, because we opened ourselves up to something.
Yeah.
Our intentions, I thought, were good. I think the initial, like, my overall response to all of this was, that was potentially, just go with this theory for a second. My theory is that we did encourage Sasquatch to take those blueberries. It didn't want anything to do with us, or it thought that we were trying to set it up. So it decided to, like, give out some infrasound or something. And we all kind of decided to go through our own episodes so it could take its blueberries and go away, or observe us and go away.
Yeah.
It's a hypothesis. Again, full circle, can't prove it, disprove it. It just seemed weird that we were all kind of going through something. So I called it kind of like the zapping episode.
That's a great story. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we got to wrap this up, kids. You have anything you want to promote? We're going to have a link to the publisher in our show notes, but anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to follow the Bigfoot Archive. You can find Billy Fenn's Bigfoot on the Hanging Around Publishing at Amazon or hangingaroundpublishing.com. You can find Is It Real or Not on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. You can also potentially, in like a week or so, find Cedar Soup Day at Amazon or Barnes & Noble as well. And then if you like Sasquatch t-shirts and merch and other Harry and the Hendersons mug, I don't care if it's copyright or not, you can also find that on 01 Infinity on Etsy.
Okay. Is there a link for that on your Instagram? Like,
yes, it's all on the link tree. You can all find it there.
Okay. Fantastic. We'll post
I'll put that in there.
we'll post the Instagram too. So
Yeah.
yes,
Thank you
and
for
hang out
joining
for a
us.
second. Yeah, hang out for a second after we close out, just so we can say thanks again.
Yeah.
It's been
But
fun.
yes,
Thank you
very
for
much
joining
so.
us.
Thanks for having me both.
Everybody else. else? Hey, go to our website, monstersloungepodcast.com, and find our merch and our past episodes, show notes and stuff. So yeah, do that. And thank you so much for joining us at the Monsters Lounge.